In the shadows of our daily existence, we often find ourselves ensnared by habits that contradict the very essence of inner strength and tranquility. These habits, while subtle, erode the foundation of our character, leaving us vulnerable to the storms of life. It is time to confront these behaviors head-on, to recognize them for the chains they are, and to cast them aside in pursuit of a life governed by reason, fortitude, and self-control. This is not merely a suggestion, it is a call to arms for the soul, a summons to rise above the mediocrity that has become all too common, the tyranny of impulse. In our moments of weakness, we are quick to act on impulse, surrendering to fleeting emotions that cloud our judgment. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." We must reclaim our freedom by reining in our impulses, for it is in the stillness of our minds that true strength is forged. Reject the urge to react without thought and instead, cultivate the habit of reflection. In doing so, we free ourselves from the chains of momentary desires. The poison of resentment. Resentment is a slow-acting poison that corrodes the soul from within. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, urges us to remember that the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. To hold on to resentment is to allow the past to dominate the present. Let us instead practice forgiveness, not as a sign of weakness but as an act of self-liberation. By releasing our grip on past wrongs, we make space for peace within. The illusion of control. We deceive ourselves with the illusion that we can control all aspects of our lives. Seneca cautions us, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." The Stoic mind understands that while we cannot control external events, we can control our response to them. Let us abandon the futile quest to dominate the world around us and instead focus on mastering our inner world. In this, we find true power. The folly of seeking approval. In our quest for validation, we often sacrifice our authenticity. If you are pained by any external thing, Marcus Aurelius writes, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. The pursuit of external approval is a never-ending chase that leaves us empty and disillusioned. Let us instead seek to align our actions with our values, knowing that the only approval worth attaining is that of our own conscience. The dread of uncertainty, fear of the unknown paralyzes us, preventing us from taking bold action. Epictetus teaches, "It is not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." The Stoic embraces uncertainty, recognizing it as an integral part of life. We must train ourselves to face the unknown with courage, understanding that our fears are often unfounded. By doing so, we transform uncertainty into a canvas for growth. The trap of comparison. Comparison is a thief of joy and a source of unnecessary suffering. Seneca advises, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." When we measure ourselves against others, we lose sight of our own progress and potential. Let us focus on our own path, content in the knowledge that true fulfillment comes from within, not from the fleeting standards of society. The seduction of comfort. Comfort lulls us into complacency, weakening our resolve. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." Life is a struggle, and it is in this struggle that we find our strength. We must resist the temptation to seek comfort at the expense of growth. Embrace the challenges, for they are the crucible in which our character is forged. The weight of past mistakes. We often carry the burden of past mistakes, allowing them to dictate our present actions. Epictetus teaches us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. We cannot change the past, but we can choose how we let it affect us. Let us learn from our mistakes, not as a form of self-punishment, but as a guide for future action. In this, we find redemption. The chains of attachment to material possessions and transient pleasures binds us to the physical world, distracting us from our higher purpose. Seneca warns, "He who is not a slave to necessity is free." We must loosen our grip on the things of this world, understanding that true wealth lies in the cultivation of virtue. By freeing ourselves from attachment, we open the door to a deeper, more meaningful existence. The descent into despair. Despair is the enemy of hope and the destroyer of the soul. Marcus Aurelius counsels, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When faced with adversity, we must resist the urge to succumb to despair. Instead, let us view each challenge as an opportunity to demonstrate our resilience. In overcoming despair, we reaffirm our commitment to live with purpose and dignity. As we walk the path of life, we are confronted with countless opportunities to deviate from the principles that lead to true inner peace. But we are not powerless. By eliminating these anti-Stoic behaviors, we take the first steps towards a life of self-mastery, where destructive emotions no longer rule us. Let us strive together, with unwavering resolve, to embody the virtues of Stoicism: courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. In doing so, we do not merely live, we thrive.